Hi, everybody, and welcome to Breath and Voice Chronicles with me, Igor Siberia, and my friend Sophia Maya. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really well, Igor. I am grateful to be here. It's been a really kind of a little bit of a hectic day, which is unusual for me, so I'm a little scattered. But I'm so grateful to be here in this space with you. And how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm really good, feeling great. Also grateful, and recently came back from 10 days of silence, and I wanted to talk and share more about that. And curious to hear your thoughts and reflections on that as well. And so this is my fourth time spending, giving myself this opportunity to have 10 days of silence in the forest with the nature. And it's, I like to say it's one of the most profound experiences of my lives with all the other things that I've ever done. And I also appreciate the purity of it. Like it's just pure silence, meditation, and so many insights that I get a chance to receive. And sometimes it's visions of the future. Sometimes it's big dreams that I haven't even thought or like dreamed that big. I was like, wow, this is very inspiring. It sort of like feels like your expansion of the consciousness, like seeing a bigger picture that takes you out of your like box of living. And also, of course, it comes with a little bit of work. It's not just like you get in there and then you're like, whoa, having so much fun. It requires some work, and you sit, right, and you close your eyes and you meditate from 4:30 a.m. in the morning until 9 p.m. with the breaks in between. There's a breakfast break, there's a lunch break, and there's kind of like a dinner snack break. For all students like me, there's no like dinner. For new students, there's some fruits, so something very light to snack on.
That sounds extraordinary. And I have so many questions.
Yes, please.
Is this something that you have experienced before, or did you not know what to expect at all when you got there regarding the schedule like you just talked about?
Yeah, well, when because this is my fourth time, so I already know
Okay.
what to expect. And but when I was coming in for the first time, um, you do get a heads up. There's kind of like quote of discipline that you have to commit. It's a whole new different lifestyle that you coming into for 10 days, and there's also kind of like results that you get on the other side. But it's definitely challenges your comfortability at first. It takes a little bit time to adjust because we all come in from very comfortable places and bed and food. And while you there, it's designed for you to have a very simple accommodation and simple food. Kind of, yeah.
I guess that would go along with the theme of the purpose of it is to really minimize your humanity enough where you can hone in on your own body and have that space to connect in a way that we really can't in our daily lives unless we really have like profound intention and we make that space all the time. So I'm really curious about how this progressed for you throughout the 10 days. Was it something that took a while to like adjust yourself, or was it something that you were hit the ground running as far as like disconnecting from the white noise and or the thoughts, the thought trails or trains that keep running no matter how peaceful you try to become? Was it a big adjustment for you as you went through the 10 days, or was this is it a progressive thing, or is it something that you were as a old hat or somebody who's done it before were able to kind of flow right into as far as a state of mind and body?
it really depends if you practice in between
Mm,
big seeds, right? And practice, if you integrate this practice into your life, and then you continue meditating in the morning and in the evening. So then when you come back to a bigger seed like this for 10 days, it's going to be a lot easier for you. And so
right.
as many of you know, including you, last year I've been traveling so much, so I couldn't keep up with this practice or many other practices. So like I have to coming back was like fresh, new, and when that happens, it takes you time to adjust. Like first 3 days, especially because we come in from the world of like so much stimulation, EMF, and all the addictions that we have, and all of that like in our life, becoming in this space, it definitely takes some time to regulate yourself, adjust. And I want to say that also the hardest part is to get there. The hardest part is to let everybody know that 10 days I'll be quiet and I'll be okay. Don't have to worry about me. I'll be back as a better version. But once you get in that space, like now as an old student, I feel a lot more like excitement. I was like, okay, whoo, I made it. I just turn everything off. They take your phone once you come to the place, right? So no electronics. And but answering your question, yes, it always takes some time to adjust to a new schedule because you have to wake up a lot more early than we usually
Mm,
do. For some people, go to bed that early, probably going to be new. But because you sit and do meditation in a sitting position, so it does feels like kind of workout because you feel kind of like body get tired in some places. So the time when uh, comes to the evening and lights off, I'm ready to sleep, and I fall asleep so so quickly. But interesting, what happens at night is also a whole new other realm that you start seeing dreams, like so vividly. There is so much process happening like at night as well that not something that I was expecting, but very interesting dreams. One of them was I got a chance to see the dragon flute that I have that I never seen in a dream before, and just it was cool to connect to the spirit of that flute or wherever that was in a dream. It was so special. However, in why that was shown to me, like oh god, like so grateful for some reason
mm.
to just have such a um, native instrument to share with the world and connect to it and see it in a different world.
That's amazing. And I believe, well, I don't believe, I know that we are so connected to so many spiritual realms and so many spirits. And I think that what we take interest in our lives, that truly comes from a heartfelt place, is inspired by our higher selves or other beings who want that expression in the world. So you picking up that instrument and learning it and offering that as one of your skills is your soul's way of expressing your highest purpose. I mean, it's such a simple thing to see when you know what to look, when you're looking at it a certain way and you don't look at it just from a practical standpoint. Everything that we do that comes from a heartfelt place is an expression of our soul's creativity, our soul's essence. And when we get into that space or time or that age in our lives where we are able to really connect without too much interfering, which I'm sure this whole 10 days is the purpose of, really connecting in a way that you can't. We learn that about ourselves. We learn the connections we have to the other realms and how they're being expressed through us. And it's very exciting. I mean, I got the chills when you were talking about that because I don't really ever have vivid dreams. I think I may have had one or two that I can remember in my lifetime. Uh, but they're so memorable because there's such a clear connection to something that is not tangible in our world, and it's a confirmation of what you're doing and how you are uh, really expressing an essence in you that is a gift from someone or somewhere else. It's just a beautiful thing. And so you being able to connect with that, my heart just saying that connection is just a validation of who you are in this world and how your essence is being expressed. I think that's really beautiful.
Mm. Thank you for that reflection. That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. What about do you have a moments in your life to like get quiet and no talking, no seeing, meditating?
This is going to be interesting for a lot of people to hear about me who are familiar with my podcast. Is I don't meditate. I have always found it difficult to stop the thought trains, and I have learned through serendipitous exposure to guidance about it to engage in the way that I'm able. So I think a lot of people look at meditation as a end all be all. Either you can or you can't meditate, and I'm one in the middle. I love being still. I spend most of my time alone. My life has really become a meditation, and I think that when I think of the hermit, that really describes me, my energy, my body. I like to spend time alone, especially in nature. So instead of me going into a meditative state where I am beyond my thoughts, which I've really not ever been able to achieve, I am aware that my thoughts are happening, and I learn not to engage with them. And really, that's to me is what meditation is. So anybody listening who has trouble meditating, me too. It's never been something that came very easily for me, but when I'm out in nature and I sit near a tree or I'm walking on a beach or barefoot, I feel this connection that is way beyond anything I can achieve by just being silent in my body. And I know that maybe not be a popular way to describe this for most people who are invested in meditation, and I absolutely understand, but it just speaks to the individuality of the experience and how we really should just embrace the way we commune with the earth or with our higher selves. There's no rule book. There's no right or wrong way. It's whatever makes you feel engaged. And following your heart's desire, like I said before, is the goal of our soul in this lifetime. If we can express our heart's desire, we are singing our whale song or our soul's song, which is our highest essence. And that's how we're contributing to the ascension of the earth and humanity and all life. It's a beautiful thing, but it doesn't have to be done in a prescribed way. And I'm a really good example of that because I've never been able to really sit and meditate with any real clarity. I've always judged myself for that. But I've got to the point where I just let it go. And all I need to do, and I think this really speaks to where I've come energetically in my body and in my heart and my acceptance of who I am, is I can just walk outdoors and I'm instantaneously connected. I'm instantaneously calibrated to the earth's energy. And I become what I'm meant to be, what we're all meant to be, which is a conduit between the universe and the earth, to let that energy flow through us and calibrate all of our chakras, and we become aligned with that energy. And that's where we really are or have the most access, easy, effortless access to our highest purpose. So this 10-day meditation to me would be a 10-day period of peace, whether I could meditate technically or not. And it really sounds amazing, like an amazing thing to do for yourself, to pull yourself out of the white noise of the world in your life. I imagine for you, when you come out of that respective or that introspective phase, that you have ideas about your life and how to really maybe reorganize it in a way where you can maintain some of that feeling that you got from that.
Exactly. Yeah, because you get so much clarity and you have all this time and breaks to restructure your life. And I feel like everybody in the world right now doing lots of things, books, courses, adventures, relations, whatever that is. It's like millions things at the same time. And we not always have an opportunity to give a proper thought process to one project, and that's why it's not moving forward. And so when that time and space, that pause, that breath, you allow yourself to do, you have an opportunity to give this thought to all of these projects and get clarity of what's more priority, what's first, second, and third. So when you come out, you very clear what needs to be done next. You also feel so energized. The amount of energy that I have when I come out of there, like nothing compared to that. Just and even the way I see it, everything becomes brighter when you look at the nature, because maybe you see it with your eyes closed for such a long time, and then you go back and see the same leaves, and I could see how like somebody adjusted saturation, and it's all like, oh my god, it's like a lot more brighter than it was before. So there's something happening that I can't really explain, that I'm like affecting all senses, all senses in many ways. And with my experience with meditation in general, I remember that there was a point of my life that it was introduced to me, and it was really hard at the beginning, because it just mind. Why it's hard? Because the meditation is about working with your thoughts, or like how to allow yourself to have an opportunity where you will stop your thoughts, right? When you can be in the just pure presence in this moment, right here, right now, and especially when you're by yourself, right? Because there's constant thought flow that goes multiple highways, because they go all over, interrupting each other. And so when you're trying to get in a still position, it gets overwhelming, because it's like, whoa, they all meet each other and they go crazy. But what I want to share with the audience, that it does takes a little practice, and it's what I recommend to everybody. Even 1 minute a day can make a huge difference. In that moment of my life when I started, and I started with a super minimum 1 minute, but the key is consistency. So you have to do it every day, no matter what, at the same, preferably around the same time. If you want to do a little more, you do it in the evening and in the morning. And again, 1 minute. And so that consistency within 1 week, you're gonna see the difference. You're gonna see that you, like in your thought process, in how much more clarity you get, and how much more ease you feel with all the projects that you have going on. And so you start making the right decisions and actually get things done, especially those that have been on the mind for a long time and never have an opportunity or time to do that. So that's how I began. And talking about this 10 days of silence that I went to, I have to say it's not for like experienced meditators, because people coming from all kind of walks of life, backgrounds, religions, and it's available and accessible for everybody. And a lot of the people come there for the first time, and the teachings, it's just very pure. It teaches of the law of nature, meaning that it's just what's here for human body. And literally the first 3 days, what we do, we observe in our breath. And it's as a breath man, it's a very exciting opportunity for me to have 3 days that I can just observe my breath, and you just keeping your attention there, and you inhaling and you exhaling, and that allows you to arrive to just that present moment within your body. And sure, you might get thoughts that are going to distract you, going to take you elsewhere, and you're training your mind slowly without judgment by bringing itself back and back and back. And eventually, on the second day, on the third day, you already have this in practice, and you're able to maintain that for a long period of time without your mind distracting you. And that is coming back to your question. The first few days, it takes that time of adjustments, and with further in a path, like third day, you already feel like, oh, okay, I'm doing it. I can maintain and then be more still, and I can follow this simple practice, and you see the results.
That's amazing. And I'm glad you clarified that because I don't want to turn anybody off to the idea of meditation. I just, for it's different for everyone. And I think accepting that is the most important part. But I love the idea of the practice and really integrating it into your lifetime because I think and I'm not like most people, I'm in a later chapter in my life. I don't have a job anymore. I don't have to keep a schedule. I don't really have much that requires my time on any static timeline anymore. It's really allowed me to create a life of stillness. And that stillness has taken root in the core of my body and my energy. So, one thing I've realized and I understand about my lifetime that I try to share whenever I can is that it's the stillness and the time that I have on my own that is the most critical element of my life and the effortlessness of it and the peace, the joy, the contentment that I experience every day because I don't allow myself to get caught up in static anymore. I don't allow myself to get caught up in you know dramas or I can't even watch dramatic TV anymore. And I know this isn't a normal thing for most people, but the stillness in my body has grown to be a foundational part of who I am. And I know that meditation allows that in the body. So it's such an important practice. And just because I don't practice it in the classical way doesn't mean that I'm not experiencing it in my own way. And I really love that you did this. And I wanted to ask you about clarity, because I think this is something that a lot of us are really missing in our lives is real clarity. Like where I am now in my life, a problem will come up or what I call an intrigue. I don't really refer to problems as problems. They're intrigues. It's an opportunity to be an investigator and to experiment with solutions or ideas. And it really allows your creative troubleshooting to come through. If you don't restrict it with all of the judgments that we throw on top of ourselves and on top of everyone else's judgments and things like that. But I become like a master problem solver. Like it doesn't really take any effort because all I have to do, and this is going to tie back to our last episode about inner pharmacy, as all I have to do is quiet myself down, and I do that in my solitude because my life is mostly solitary. It's like a mechanism now. As soon as I'm alone, I go back into that energy. And if I let it go, I let the problem go or the intrigue go, the answer just cycles into my awareness, either from a download or just from the space that I give it to come up. And it has become a very reliable mechanism in my body. So when I think about clarity, like just for example, and this is a very practical example. I'm getting my house ready to sell. I don't know when I'm going to sell it or where I'm going yet, but I'm getting my house ready to sell. This is something that I'm driven to do. And my appliances are on the older side. I've been in the house almost 25 years. So I'm thinking, okay, should I replace the appliances should I just tell them they're included? And if they last a year, great. Well, what ended up happening, which is of course, something that helps me make a decision, is my dishwasher decided to stop working. And I for a moment, I'm like, and I'm like, well, should I just replace the dishwasher? I don't really want a piece that doesn't match and, all these things. And I'm sitting on my couch and I'm thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, you don't have to think about this. Wait till tomorrow morning and see what you wake up with. And this is my process. Yes. When I go to sleep at night, I wake up and I know what to do. It's just this amazing clarity. So for anybody interested, I'm replacing the whole suite. And I'm giving the pieces that still work to my daughter so she can have like new appliances for her new home, which is a beautiful thing for me that she gets to use them. I didn't want anything to end up in the landfill. So this was a really good solution, but I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to talk to anyone. I just woke up the next morning and I knew what to do. So that's the clarity that I've achieved through looking at problems as an intrigue, as a mystery, something to figure out. like a puzzle. And it's really an enjoyable aspect of my being. Challenges aren't adversity. They're just an opportunity to use this really creative problem solving mechanism in my body. So how does this affect your clarity when you return from this and like on an ongoing basis?
I want to say I want to admire you, how you approach, kind of like obstacles or difficulties or how, intrigues, as you say, in your life. I feel like it's a very awesome approach on life. Like not just more positive, but also kind of like welcoming, even in a way. It's like because it's all giving us for like a reason. We not always understand at the time why is this happening, and we quite often get very frustrated and angry, and we don't want to deal with it. But that happened, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to fix it and do whatever it takes. And teaching yourself to have just more positive like thinking about like, oh, okay, that happened, and so what's next, kind of like we get on a quest to resolve this. And when you don't get answer right away, because there's another spectrum of people who want to get the answer right there. It's like, I don't know, they're gonna keep thinking about it until they burn themselves down because they overthink about all that. And instead to just create a little bit of spaciousness. Similarly, in my life, if I don't know the answer, I like to get them when I go on a walk, just in the nature, or sleep overnight, because I know the dream space is a very powerful place that help you to process. And then next morning when you wake up, new day, you feel just you have that clarity. It's like, oh, and it comes just as an idea, but you feel very strongly this is what I need to do. So, and I'm glad that you also got a chance to kind of like gifted that to your daughter. So it's actually works both ways. Whoever gonna live in your house gonna have a new appliance, and that's gonna allow you to sell for a little bit higher. And daughter has like new appliance for her. uh,
That's exactly right. And it's funny that I can see the bigger picture beyond all this too, because I know my house is going to be a source of abundance for me when I move. So it's just the universe saying, fix this little thing and we'll make sure you get what you need for the house. It's like such a synchronistic relationship between the souls who are guiding me into this new era of my life and into my heart, directly to my heart, which becomes a heartfelt inspiration. And it just, there's no more thought required. And I keep thinking, well, where's the doubt? Where is where is my mind saying, well, you shouldn't spend that money, or, you're retired, you're not working, you don't have an income, what are you doing? All the old wiring that I used to deal with is just not there anymore. It's
mm,
completely gone.
mm,
And it's such a lovely thing to just trust my heart and not question it. And
mm,
this is what the universe requires of us is when we can build that trust in our bodies, to trust in our intuitive channel and how it inspires us. That's when we're connected. That's when we are in direct connection with our higher selves, our purpose, our essence, and we don't have to doubt anything. And it allows us to really create a trust or a faith in what's meant for us. And this is the most extraordinary part of my life. And I'd love to share it whenever I get the chance. And that's why I wanted to ask for anybody who is on a meditative journey, is that clarity something for you that like you said, you had visions or even dreams? Is that something that it gets advanced during this?
that you're asking if that gets advanced? Yes.
Your clarity, your ability to
Right.
think clearly, or to have ideas that you don't have to doubt.
Yeah, it does, because in my lifestyle, I have multiple kind of like front projects, on the background projects. That's just so many projects. And so of course I also like have only so much time, in that is priority, and you like juggling pretty much every day. And so and then you see what works, what's not. and then you shift in directions. But definitely, I get a lot more advanced clarity when I allow myself to stop, because I'm a like person who like moving forward, doing things all the time, and just also being a breath person. I taught myself and I teach people that slowing down and making pauses in our day, in our life, crucial for your
Yeah.
well-being, for your health, and just even that gives you an opportunity to go further and faster when you allow yourself to actually um, slow down, relax, and just process what need to be processed. That's why I committed to do that. Hopefully, like once a year or every other year. So because 10 days of slowing down, it's a lot of time for myself, and I know a lot of people would say, well, I only have 2 weeks of vacation for in a year. You know what I have to say? That I met people in that place who use their vacation to do that, because the way that they come out from that experience so different. They get so much peace as well, and they're just like liberated because they finally allow themselves to relax. The good thing that is they fed you, so you get food. You don't have to worry about cooking. But answering your question, absolutely, I could see how uh, you get enhanced the clarity, and because for the 10 days I also been training my mind doing the specific technique, so I gained the laser focus back.
Mm.
uh, because you usually in life, laptop and phones and just people, your mind get your attention being dragged to so many places, and that having the opportunity to have your attention, as have a training for your attention, it actually improves the focus. And I've been on a quest for that for a long time. I was like, how can I improve my focus? Because there was a periods of life that I have a hard time to read a book because my focus was just everywhere else.
Right.
And so grateful to have like to gain those practices that I can also help and train in people how to gain their focus in a simpler way. My job and my mission to introduce kind of like from all those experiences in my programs, kind of like a simpler version, something that people can do it all, not on the go, but almost on the go, but like without interrupting their life, creating just a minimum amount of effort, like a 15 minutes of in a 10. And so, and just do that consistently, that will, and to show them the benefit that they can bring in their life. Something that I'm really excited with this upcoming program as well, that is well integrated experience that people actually get a chance to practice and see the benefit of it as well.
That's amazing, and I'm so excited for you because you're just the fact that you're so open and you're available to your mission. You I know you're busy and you have lots of things going on, but I just feel this incredible commitment from you in taking this journey wherever it leads you. And that's really the key, is just surrendering to what's meant for you and not fighting with it, which can really be difficult, makes your whole life difficult. And what you're doing, what you're putting out, I'm just really happy for you, and really happy for those who come into contact with you. My life has been changed by knowing you, and I just want to tell you that I really appreciate how you've dedicated your life. It's something that I deeply admire about you. And I don't mind if you want to take a couple of minutes to talk about your new program, and then maybe you can walk us through a couple of breaths to end the episode. But I would really love to hear a little bit more about your program.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your kind words. And I I also want to say, to reflect back to you, we each of us having an impact on each other all the time, on people that we interact. And very similarly, like meeting you brought a positive impact to my life. And this collaboration that we do just brings joy to both of us. So I'm also grateful and thankful. And may that also inspire other people in the audience to know that each of you matter in this world. Each of
Right.
you bringing that impact, wherever you at, with you, to your families, to your friends, and even if you as isolated and by yourself, you bring the impact to the nature, to the uh, things surrounds you. So something to keep in mind for all of us. And yes, the program is called Codex of Liberation, Four Keys to a New Reality. In this program, it's the beginning of my life work, and that's a gate one, which means it's only the beginning of this longer part program. But this first chapter, it's 4 weeks, and in each of the week we have a different models where we go deeper to explore. Um, Let me see. The first model is five major trauma imprints. And
Mm.
so, through my experience of last year, including my own experiences, I did I found a pattern that each of us humans, we go through very similar things all the time. And sooner or later, it's just there. Premature separation of love, abandonment, rejection. One way or another, we all experience that in the past or might experience in the future. And even though some of us already done some healing in that spaces, what I also discovered from my experiences working with people, that it it goes on some layers, and there's also a lot more layers to to clear them out. So with this first model, we get a chance to get to the root of this, to get that out, and so to create new space for you to live fully liberated. And so I know that some people don't know what codex is, and it's kind of like a book, a library. It's something that has the information in it. And so the idea is of even in the name that I put together is that you get the codes, you get the knowledge, you get the wisdom from somebody like me who had so many diverse experiences, that some of those experiences not available for everybody due to their health condition, due to where they live, due to the finance, whatever the reason is, and then putting that all together, kind of like the best pieces, the best realizations in this one place for everybody to experience, with the pure intention to just elevate human potential, to
Mm.
elevate everybody's brightness, to help people achieve that clarity, aliveness, something that I just keep seeing how we all get diminished with
Mm.
how we are and where we are for multiple reasons, and just to regain that back, to start being more excited about life, and find the soul purpose. And one of the other models is healing ancestral lines, so that helps to clear everything that came to your life from your ancestors. And we all know how it's generationally been passed on and on, and have an opportunity in the container that we go deep, deep, deep to forgiving and loving for everything that they gave us, and also releasing and letting go, and like uh, meeting ourselves. It's like, this is who I am, and that's what came from my ancestors, so we can move forward with more vitality and energy, uh, because a lot of our grandparents went through the wars. And in
Right.
the war, it's a whole different mentality of saving things and just in case. My grandparents were that way, so they passed that all on me until I realized it's like, oh, I don't really have to save those bags anymore. I just use one when I got to the grocery shop, and just so simple things like that. And one one of the like and at the end of the four models we tapping into self-trust in abundance. So
Mm,
that means that once you clear your vessel and energetic body, clear all the pain and all the emotions, the anger, frustration, wherever was there, like confusion, all the guilt, shame that we carry. So then you actually creating a space in your life to bring something new, something that you actually
mm,
desire, want to have. And that's the last piece that kind of like bring everything to culmination to help people to speak that up, and to each other, to ourselves, to anchor that down, so that that will be manifested a lot sooner. That
right.
because there's a methodology how to do that. And one of the models is about grief and loss. And when we letting go, not it's not about just people that we need to grieve that left from our life. It could be relationship, it could be events, traumatic events that happen. It all goes in that category when we like processing that, releasing and letting go, to again to open up new space. It's almost like clearing the shelf, bookshelf. When you get so many books and you like, and when they're not moving, they get dusty, and sort of like you're like taking the old books out and creating a new space for this new reality, the new world that we live in. And that's beauty of bringing that ancient practices that been used with our ancestor generationally in the modern life, adapted. So that's a huge difference, um, in bringing a big impact that is adaptable to modern life, together with how integrative this program. So every after each model, you get a chance to actually have like a practice in that methodology to anchor what you learn and to be empowered to just not to rely on the program all the time or on myself, but just to walking in the world because you learn something and you remember, you memorize, and it's solid. And so then you just feeling that new version of yourself that is just unshakable, unstoppable, and integrated, embodied. So thank you for asking about the program. It's a beautiful life work that I feel gonna bring a big positive impact to the world and to everybody's life. So please join. There's going to be
Mm.
multiple opportunities throughout the year to join um, the program.
Well, very good. And we'll make sure that we put that a link to that in the description for
Oh,
this because I
yes,
want to make sure people have access to that. And I can feel your heart in all of this. I mean, it's not something you're doing. This is who you are. And it really emanates from you when you speak about it. And it's a beautiful thing to witness. So I would say good luck with it, but you don't need any. I just, I know that you're going to have the impact that you're meant to have, no matter what you see in the outside world. There's so much going on at an energetic level, Igor, and your presence is just very powerful. So, congratulations on completing something that sounds like a part of your life's work. Absolutely,
yeah,
and I hope everybody checks it out. We'll definitely make sure there's a link to that in the description. But I know we're getting long on time. But what I'd like to do, if you don't mind, is could you
yeah,
lead us through a few breaths because that has really become a really important part of this for me. It really helps me energetically wrap this up, and it's important to do that. And I never understood the energetic impact so much as I have over the last couple of years. But I really love ending the episode with that, if you don't mind.
of course, always happy to do that. So today I want to guide through a very specific technique We're gonna do double inhale through the nose first, and the second goes deeper, like all the way to like around your head. And then we're gonna slowly exhale through the mouth. So I
Okay.
invite everybody to close their eyes. Just have this first breath, observing your breath on inhale, on exhale. Notice if you breathe through the nose or through the mouth, on the way in, on the way out. And now together, let's do this double inhale. First inhale, second, and now slowly exhale. Another double inhale. And now very slow exhale. Activating your parasympathetic system, allowing yourself to relax. One more. Double inhale, exhale. And with the last one, we're gonna hold the breath at the top. Double inhale. And now hold your breath. Hold your breath and tense all your muscles. Tense your wrists, your legs, your biceps, your shoulders, your lower back. And now slowly exhale, fully relax. And just be there for a few moments. Come back to observing your breath. Notice any sensations in your body. Notice how your mind gets more clear, more calm, just in a few breaths. With this practice, you're welcome to use that on everyday basis. Utilize that throughout the day, in the morning, in the evening. You can breathe for as long as you have time or you feel comfortable, no regulations. Try it for a minute and see how that feels in your body, and may that bring you more productivity, more just peace throughout the day, more aliveness. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you, Sophia, for just your presence. Always awesome to have the conversation with you. Thank you for all of you. And
Thank you,
once
everyone, for joining us. Igor, my dear, thank you again for sharing this space with me. This was incredible for me. I appreciate it so much. And I know we'll be back together soon talking about whatever comes next. So thank you all for joining us, and Igor for guiding this for us. I appreciate you so much.
yes, we'll be back. Have a great day, everybody.
Until next time.